3 minutes would come off the clock here to start, and with that d20 roll of a 5, we have an attack. And so we look here now. Who would have the control in this game? Well, Boston's home control is 7 and Chicago's away control is 4. I wanted to give Boston every reasonable chance. They're going to need all the help they can get in this one. So that is a +3. So actually, to determine that, I would have a quick look here prior to the game. That would be so it's going to be 1-9 for the visitor and 10-20 for Boston. The 9 actually, so it's going to be Chicago with the first and the 24. See, I've already got the 24, so we could be looking right at a Chicago goal. Attack 7, 24 says attack 5 plus scores, perfect draw pass on an odd man rush. So there you have it. Right away, the Chicago Blackhawks have scored a goal just 3 minutes in. And again, just to show how I got that with the way that the game works. So I think you can see all. And again, sorry about the D20s. So I need bigger D20s. I need a camera to try to do an audiobook proper. There's a few things that I have to still get for the channel. Anyway, so the 5 is, or the 3 rather, 3 minutes off the clock. And then this here, 5 means that it's an attack and not a puck battle sequence. The 9 for control, again, it's 1-9 visitor and 10-20 home, with Boston having a +3 in terms of control. And the 15 means that it's outside of Boston's defense range of 5, so they can't do anything to stop the attack. And then with the 24, looking under column A attack there, it says attack 5 or greater scores, and Chicago's attack is 7. So I don't get as much into the minutiae of statistics. I guess maybe I will, though, for this video. So first we'll just roll a goal score. Actually, what I like to do is roll the goal score and then time. I use the D6 and the D20. So there I'm going to say that it was at 17. We'll go from 40 to 60 here with this 2. And then 5. It's just 17:45, I guess. We'll go with that. Again, it's window dressing anyway in 74. So scoring that goal for Chicago, an even strength goal, Doug Moans. And I can roll the D20 here to figure out how to figure out assists. 2 assists in random, but if a player is repeated, choose the nearest alternate. So Moans from, that's a 24. Moans from, that'll be Cam Warham. And if Stan Mikita rolled up, that'd be appropriate. But 43, we're going to get Chico Mackey. So Mackey is a right wing. Maybe what I'll do is just do one more roll here. So that is an 09. That is in Stan Mikita's range, because Moans, Mikita, and Warren played in a line for Chicago a little later in the 60s, if not in 65. So there you have it. It's 1-0 Chicago. 2 minutes and 15 seconds in, or just under 3 minutes in. So again, what I like to do is grab all 6 dice and throw them. And let's see. And I'll slide back the ones that are not in camera view. That blue D20 is an 8. We have 3 minutes off the clock again in 16, so we're going to get a puck battle this time with 14 minutes here to go. And on the score sheet here. Now, normally I'd fill all this information in, but again, because I'm in a hurry, I'm just using this basically to mark time. And so this is going to be a puck battle sequence with 14 to go. And I looked to the 2D10 now. I've got the 38 already rolled out. So it's just a different way to do it. I like being economical with rolls. I don't like having to make multiple rolls. As few as possible is convenient. So 38 here, puck battle first period. It says minor penalty on the home team, but the visiting team takes 1 hit. So I guess to get into a why I enjoy this this game, that would be, I really like that. I like and I know Dave's mentioned it in his videos, the whole adjustments to the, you can take a penalty, but it will come at a cost, or you can draw a penalty, and have a power play. So again, with 38, minor penalty to the home team, the visiting team takes 1 hit. So Chicago up 1-0 in the game, but now down by 1 in stamina, which sometimes, but not always, will have an impact. It doesn't necessarily in every game, but maybe every few. And Boston in the box for 2 minutes. And so Chicago, am I reading that right? I feel like I'm just trying to go quickly here. I might be getting ahead of myself. Minor penalty in the home. I'm like, does Chicago really have the chance to go 2-0 up by 2 early in the power play? And the answer to that is yes. So 41 here. There's now we go down to 13 minutes. And I can mark here, and so it's not attack, it's not battle, it's power play. 13 to go here in the opening frame. And the 41, so Chicago, I look, their power play is 4, Boston's penalty kill is 7. So it's +3 to the penalty kill is going to be the column that I look under. I will say this, One thing that I really enjoy about this game that I didn't expect that I would is the charts. I didn't think that this much chart lookup would work as well in a hockey game as it does with this one. I really like going to the charts after the rolls. The charts tell a story, and the charts also. Though I've read the book completely twice now, the book again another thing that I really enjoy about this game. So I'm trying to hit these things spontaneously, or just naturally, I guess, as I go through the period here of play and kind of slowly talk my way through it. But uh, I've read the book completely twice, which again is easy to read, but it's a good easy read. The one thing that I haven't read yet is how to make your own teams because I've just not moved. I've not ventured into that, though. I think it's only a matter of time before I do make my own teams and a little league. I have some ideas. Maybe I'll save those for another video, but um, the everything is still explained really well in the charts as well. There's things are written out in detail in the charts, not just game narrative. There's a good mix of game narrative as like story as well as just sort of a reminder of the rules as well. Everything's really in good detail in the charts. And so again, I've got this roll of 41 here. So Paul Byron and a +3 to the penalty kill advantage. This is if the attacking stamina. So here you have, as I just mentioned there minutes ago, stamina is going to play a role in this. If the attacking stamina is greater than the defense, which it is, it's a crease chance, otherwise a point chance. So without that prior play, without Boston, or no, wait, sorry, Chicago's in the power play. So, okay, you got to back up there for a moment. So this is going to be a point chance now instead of a crease chance because even though Boston took a penalty there and Chicago drew and got the power play, because their stamina is one lower now, they don't get the quality chance that they would have otherwise if the stamina were equal to or greater than, I believe is what it says there. Let me double check. If it's greater than the defense, otherwise a point chance. So no, okay, so that would have been a point chance all along anyway. But you could see if something like that would have occurred mid-game, how, again, the question of whether it's greater than, equal to, or lower than could really have had an impact. But I guess here, not so much. Anyway, that is a 28 from the point. That's not bad from the point. So 28 from the point. We're looking at if the goalie is 9 or greater, and the goalies here are 6 and 6. So just like that, about 7 minutes into the first period, just under it, we have a 2-0 game here for Chicago. So again, they're on the road. Boston does have some advantages being at home, but Chicago is the better overall team. Boston, should be wary of taking penalties against Chicago. Anyway. So I will roll for goal scorer and time. I'll take these 4 and roll them for that. So 64, I'm going to cut that in half. I don't have to round down. It's going to just cut to an even 34. And then with the 8 and the 6 here, I'm going to knock that down to 08. So I'm going to say at 13:08 the time of the goal. I'm not going to write it down or anything, but 13:08 the time of the goal, and 34 for a Chicago 34. That gives us a Ken Warren power play goal. So Warren now with 2 points in the game. And I guess I'll do the D20 as well for assist. Although with power play, I might make some executive exceptions. So 2 assists randomly assigned. Let's see what we get. I guess I can still cut the D10 in half. The 10s die here. So 56. 56 gives me Chico Mackey, but he's a right wing and Warren already got the goal. So I think I'm going to cut that to a 2. At 26, it'll be Warren from Stan Mikita on the power play. That checks out. And then this 9 here, I would cut in half to and round down to a 4, so 48. That's going to give me Phil Esposito. So that is a couple of centers, but it's the power play. It's possible that Esposito would join a trio of forwards on the ice for the man advantage. So I'm going to say a Warren from Mikita and Esposito. Time of the goal, 13:08. And let's see if I can roll my way to the end of this period before time expires on the camera. What am I trying to say here? I'm running out of data, basically, so I have to keep this video short. So anyway, down to 12 and 4, that's going to be an attack. Actually, wait, did I roll all 6? No, 92. I don't think I did. If I did, I can't remember now. Did I just roll? I think I just rolled those 2. Okay, right. Okay, so 15 and 12. So this time it's going to be an attack. I'm going to give it to Boston home, and 12 Chicago can't defend that. And the 92 in the attack. So I'm going to re-roll these, actually. That might have been Esposito's assist. 88, similarly sucky on the attack. Attacking stamina 6+, a crease chance. So if the stamina is 6 or greater for Boston, which it is, that is going to be a crease chance for the Bruins, so a chance for them to get back in this game right away. And that's 35 in the crease. Goalie 11 or greater. Glenn Hall is an 8, so we have a 2-1 hockey game. Boston has cut Chicago's early lead in half. And scoring for the Bruins, 23. We'll give that to Murray Oliver. Whoops. And we can roll. I guess I didn't roll for time, so roll for time first. 3 and 18, so I'm going to take between 20 and 40 and then 18 seconds. Let's go 22. Let's say at 12:22. So just under a minute from the prior goal, Chicago's second. And Oliver, we said, whoops, did I roll this to see how many assists? So that is a 6. That's going to be 2 assists. Nearest forward for the first assist, and then rolling the assist column for the second. The nearest forward to Murray Oliver, I'm going to say, is John Busick. And then with that 49, the second assist, see, that checks out then, because Busick the left wing, Oliver the center, and then Tommy Williams. Whoops, I have to look at assists, though. Wonder if I looked at goals, actually, for Chicago's goal. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Hopefully I was looking over here for assigning the assist. Because come to think of it, I gave Esposito an assist that probably belonged to Pierre Pilote on the power play for Chicago. So I could change that after the fact if I were even keeping score. This is preseason, which I guess would bring me to the point of I'm thinking about what I was going to do with the 1949 season with Doc. I think I'm going to do it with 65 with Stone Cold Hockey. I've done multiple projects now with Doc, and I'm thinking of really just immersing myself and really indulging in this new game that has come out that really I think deserves. I think that the praise that the game has been getting is well deserved. And so 49, that's defenseman Ted Green. So Ted Green picking up the secondary helper. Busick because he was the closest forward anyway. So the 2D10 there wouldn't have mattered. The column wouldn't have mattered. Anyway, so we got a 2-1 hockey game here. And go back to my rolling all 6. Because, again, playing off camera using an app die roller, whether it's on my phone or using ball roller in the computer, I've been rolling all 6 at once. And just, again, trying to be economical. Okay, that one's not quite sitting flat, so I'm going to pull that aside. That is a 16, so that's a puck battle. And 4 minutes taken off the clock. We're down to 8 in the period, and the B for the battle. So for this battle, we have to look at 16 in period 1. So 16 in period 1 tells us, actually I've had that before, aggression check, minor penalty, also deal 1 hit. So this time it's not a home visitor thing, it's to the aggression. So you talk about a different game every time and just, how many, like just the variety of different things that can happen on every play. Boston's aggression being 7, Chicago's being 8, red going to the home and blue going to the visitor in this case. So Chicago, that's 10 lower. So even though their aggression is 1 higher, that does mean that Boston, I'll double check, but I'm quite sure now that does mean that Boston gets the penalty, just that on-camera doubt setting in. And again, I'm looking at 6. It's funny, the D20 is 16 and the 2 D10s also number 16. But aggression check, minor penalty, also deal 1 hit. So the higher team will get the penalty here. That's going to be Boston in this case, not because of their team aggression rating, but because of how the roll turned out. And Chicago's stamina will be lowered to 8. So again, they have another power play now, but they might want to get ahead in the game while they can, because later on they could be denied certain plays due to a lower stamina. So now for the power play, I don't have to count minutes or anything like that. So I'm just going to roll these 2. And so with 7 minutes to go here, 14 on the power play, that should be good for Chicago. So 7 a power play minute, and looking at 14 here. And again, Boston having the +3 penalty kill. But 14's probably a goal. Yes, scores, rebound, chance, slammed home. So Chicago is up 3-1 in the game, and 3-1 early, which it might seem, and if you think that this is a high-scoring game, again, I've played 8 games of it now, and really it can be all over the map. You can have several goals within a few minutes, and you can play several periods with barely a goal. It's hockey. So anyway, with that 14, let's roll for the goal score, and I'll roll for the time. 95 now on the power play. I should cut that to 45. 45 being Phil Esposito, so that he's gotten a point since I took that assist away from him and gave it to Pierre Pilote. And I'll roll for the time here as well. I could do the D6 minus one thing that I do, but it's 5 and then 13. So I'm going to say here, it's 7-13. And for the assist, so 11. So we're looking, it's 2 assists random, but if a player's repeated, choose the nearest alternate. And power play will factor into it as well. So 46, looking at the assist, that's Pierre Pilote, so Esposito from Pilote. And then I might even cut that down to 20, Esposito from Pilote and Mikita. Although that was a 50, so that'd be Pilote again. So yeah, we'll go with Mikita. I could also do nearest forward and do Cam Warren and give him another point. But for the point of this, let's continue. Let's carry on. So 7 minutes to go. 3-1 Chicago. They've scored twice in the power play now. And we're going to be down to 1 minute there. So there you go. The 6 rolls out. Down to 1 minute now left to go in the period. And we're going to get a battle here. And I shouldn't say what. It's what transpired basically in what action took place. What primary action. What in one of my own games I call it what moment of impact. An impact play, but it's kind of the same thing. What was the thing of note that transpired in the time that you rolled down to, like in between that, so, or leading up to it. So down to 1 minute and 15 a puck battle, and 66 first period here, looking at the puck battle for 66. Crash the net. I had this in the last game that I rolled. Crash the net, aggression check, high result, deals 1 hit. Looking at the aggression check this time, Boston 9 plus 7 aggression is 16. Chicago, or sorry. Yeah, no, that's right. Red at home and then blue on the road. So again, I have to remember that in some of my own games, blue is at home and red is on the road. But we have, well, I have to go and eat lunch, and we have Chicago. Chicago is going to take so crash the net aggression check, that goes to Chicago. High result, they have the high result. Deal 1 hit plus 1 hit if they also have 1 or more enforcers. They actually don't have an enforcer. Boston has 3 of them. Chicago doesn't have any. Boston could get off light here. If they also have 1 or more enforcers, then they increase or create a crease chance. So I don't think they need the enforcer for the crease chance. It doesn't say, and again, this is where I could be going a little wrong here, but to reread what it says is crash the net, aggression check, high result, deals 1 hit plus 1 hit if they also have 1 or more enforcers. So they don't have that. They're just dealing 1 hit stamina to Boston. But they don't have 1 or more enforcers. But then it says, then they create a crease chance. So I'm going to award Chicago a crease chance, and I don't think I'm breaking any laws, even if it isn't in the game rules and I'm doing this. So 13 and a crease chance, can you say goal? That is, it's 4-1 Chicago. Remember, just a minute to go here in the period. And also remember that Boston sucked in 65. And then they negotiated some trades with Chicago, which would make their team a lot better. This is basically Boston of the late 60s beating Boston of the mid 60s. But anyway, we have a 45 here for the goal. This one being at even strength. So, and there was no penalty, right? And it was just crash the net, crease chance. So 45 there for the goal. Esposito again. And I'll roll the D20. The D20, that is a 9. So 2 assists, nearest forward for the first, nearest to Esposito. Let's give that. I'm going to say Chico Mackey instead of Cam Warren and assume that Warren, again, even strength, would be playing with Moans and Mikita. So Esposito from Mackey. And we'll roll for assist again, 53. That works out to Pierre Pilote, actually. So Pilote picking up another helper. And to get the exact time of that, a minute plus, 20 and 20. So we'll say it a minute 40. Good, even a minute 40 then. And so now this is one thing that I do. This is a house rule. I'm going to roll for time. And if this is a 1, then I'll draw all 6 just in case the yellow D6 is a 1. But okay, so it's another 6. So this is my, and I can't really take credit for this. I'm borrowing it from Mike Owens, Quick Play Pro Hockey. I would roll this over into the second period. This is how I've been playing it. So I'm going to say with this 6, Right, I've got a minute to go. I've just been using this to mark time for this video, which I want to say it's a quick video, but it's over 20 minutes now. But instead of that, I'm just going to go to minute 15 in period 2, and this will be the final play that I do for this one. So minute 15, period 2. The green D20 is 5, so that means attack. Ignore the fact that I started to mark it in the 16 there. That is an attack. And looking here, so for the control, that goes to the home, Boston with the 14. And then 10 is just one above Chicago, so this does give a legit attack to Boston. And again, I've already rolled these, so I can look at to 68 right away for Boston's attack. I don't need to re-roll those D10. 13 scores, they don't have that. 11 or 12, 9 or 10, so I can see, so right away, basically, this attack is just fizzled out or petered out, and they don't get anything on it. I don't go to column D defense or anything like that. The attack is done. And with that, this game in this video is done. So again, especially if I end up uploading it, thank you for any time, any consideration that you give to it. And I don't know, any other, I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I might have wanted to say about just why I enjoy this game so much. Honestly, I think the game really just kind of speaks for itself. I don't know, maybe I'm having trouble communicating how much fun that I'm actually having when I'm playing this as I'm doing this video, but this is, and again, I don't want to do this scripted. I know this is unscripted, and maybe I would do better with the script. I just think I would sound stiffer with the script and not as good in some other ways, but so spontaneously speaking of it, it's a very dynamic game. You're going to get a very different game every single time, or at least I can say that through 8 games and some change, and just it works really well. It's simple. Like even as I was reading the book, I was like, it's very easy to imagine as you're reading and as you're learning it, just how exactly it plays. And I guess having videos. Dave and Ron, the videos that they made, those helped. And then Gary himself actually made a couple of videos. So if you watch those videos and if you think, yeah, that plays really easily, then, despite what I might have done here, it's really, it's a simple playing game. And probably, if anything, I've complicated it a little bit, but it really is. It plays nice and easy. It feels like hockey. It has a really good hockey flow. Forgive me if I'm wrong about this, but I sense that, and this is something that I find most impressive. I mentioned this in Delphi as well. I don't know if Gary is traditionally much of a hockey guy, but it just really goes to show what having, just being well-versed in game design. Gary, of course, has designed and brought several games to market. And it just goes to show that, hey, if you have the design experience and you take that and you take that metal and just, Gary really took, he took the ball and ran with it. He took the puck and skated with it. When it comes to this game, it's fabulous. It's outstanding. I'm obviously in the honeymoon phase right now. With this game, that's what I like to call it when I get a new game and I just like it so much right away. So there is that too. But speaking of two, so I've played 8 games. Technically, this would be the 9th part of the 9th. I'll probably try to quickly roll this one out once this video is done. And I think I'm about to commit to a minimum 222 more, which, if you know how many games played in the original 6 year of the regular season, that'd be 210 plus semifinals and final that are going to each go 4 games. I believe that adds up to 222. So I could be about to commit to 222 more games of this because it's fabulous. It's outstanding. It's new. And that's just, kind of where I'm sort of going with things right now. So anyway, all right. Thank you for any time and consideration given to this, and bye for now.